And I'm live. I'm gonna check my volume just to make sure that I'm being heard. Don't want that showing there. Hubby's gonna try to get Anisu to sleep. It's now 11:24 and she won't go down. So he's gonna go try to get her to sleep, and hopefully he'll be able to join me before I am through. I do pray he would be able to, because tonight's topic is rather interesting. So let's see. Ooh, I actually showed up as 5. So let me check. Rather interesting. I could hear myself. So I can hear myself there. Send myself some love. And I'll give you a brief hint of what tonight's topic is going to be. Have you ever heard the cliche saying that opposites attract? Yeah. Talking about that tonight. We put on some nice jazz for me in the background. And then Sue's gonna put on some clothes. Set myself some more love. And I'm cooking with gas. So welcome to Wife Coach Live. We go live every Wednesday and Sunday, once permitted. You know, it's after 11, so it's almost Monday. So I barely made it on Sunday. But Sundays, this actually is the day before the big back to school for all schools tomorrow. So we were preparing the oldest to go back to school. He's going into senior school now at his secondary school. So tomorrow's going to be a big change, a big moment for us. Another transition in our lives in this family. So hopefully I'm going to get some rest. Not sure how many hours I'm going to get. Maybe 1 or 2. Got some work to do. But hopefully I'll get some hours in so I can wake up early and see him off and take pictures. You know, he's going to be in the gray pants now instead of like the junior school with the khaki pants. So, I mean, don't you just get all nostalgic as a mother? You know, your babies are growing up, you know. Yeah, it's interesting being a mom. So just some housekeeping, just to remind you that, you know, it's supposed to be hubby and me. So it's be Kevin and Diosa as the dynamic duo. We're here just basically to enrich your lives and help you fortify your marriage. If you are thinking about getting married and you want a little help with making that decision, if you haven't done so already, we can do your marriage readiness assessment. Just to let you know that, hey, you're ready for this commitment. This is a big commitment. And I know normally my advice to people would be to stay single if you can. But to stay single means you have to stay single and celibate if you're going to do it the right way. Because the more you are single and engaging in intercourse with multiple men or multiple women, you're actually complicating your life a lot more than if you had one spouse. And marriage is hard enough already. Imagine being single and have all that other stuff to deal with all those men and women, up in your alley. It's best to just get married. If you weigh the stress of marriage is far lighter than the stress of having to deal with multiple personality disorder. Just saying. But today's topic was actually supposed to be talking about when your differences that brought you together, like your opposite. So the differences that brought you together when they actually start to cause conflict in your marriage. For instance, let me give an example of my life and things that attracted me to my husband, which were opposite to me. Like, I am not at all very calm. I am not that nice, diplomatic type of person. I can engage quite healthily in conflict, but my husband is not. He's not very confrontational. He's rather, quiet and cool and calm. And one of the things that attracted me to him was his calm nature, was his, very diplomatic way of doing things. He's well liked by people, because they kind of like his energy, like he would try to make you laugh, that kind of thing. Just easygoing. He's a very, very easygoing person. However, I am opposite to that. I'm blunt. At first, my personality was one where it was easy for me to make friends, but I found I was very high strung. Majority of say my teenage and early adulthood, making friends became quite the challenge for me with my personality. I'm sure I would have rubbed a lot of people the wrong way, but the few that stuck with me, were putting up with me as opposed to actually liking me, I would say. But I would probably have to go and ask them what they actually liked about me or why they enjoyed my personality, because my personality actually started to make me feel sick, sick to my stomach. I started to hate, how I was as a person and stuff like that. So I've gone through a lot of changes over the years and whatnot, but let's get back on point. This is why I need hubby to kind of nudge me. But the very thing that I loved about him, being married to him now, that what brought us together started to become conflict in our marriage. So I would want to confront him, as my personality would be, and his personality, which is not confrontational, he would not want to confront me. So therefore, they're saying, okay, well, we need to talk about this. We need to figure this out. We need to solve this issue. And he would pretty much just go further and further away from me because I am coming at him with this, very confronting personality. I actually had to learn that not all things needed to be confronted, or not all things needed to be delved deep into. Some things were just made to resolve themselves, so if I just had to be calm and be laid back and just say, let's watch, and learn. So his personality actually transformed me or changed me in a sense where it tempered who I was as a person. So that whole confrontational bit that I was pretty much in my head known for, it became one where I'm just quieter, I'm more observant, I'm more easygoing. And it was weird at first for me to be thinking of things this way. But I'm still very much not afraid to confront people. It's still pretty much me. If I have an opinion on something, I'll share my opinion, of course, where he's opposite. If he has an opinion on something, he'll keep it to himself. especially if it's gonna like rock the boat or upset the apple cart. It's like he don't want to make no juice. He's gonna keep all them apples to himself. And me, I want some juice to drink, so I'm gonna squeeze all them apples and get every single ounce of juice out of them apples as I can, because that's just my personality. But the whole notion of it is that as you're learning your spouse over the course of your relationship, over the duration of your journey together in marriage, as you're learning your spouse, you don't want to lose yourself, or you don't want to be angry at your spouse either all the time just because they're not like you. And I find we can do that. The things that would bring us together, we start to get angry and resentful in the marriage because this person is just not like us. That's the reason we got into the marriage. They're not us. They're outside of us. They're a sounding board. They're there to bring balance to who you are. The things that you are strong in, that person might be weak in. And the things that you are weak in, that person will be strong in. And therefore you can kind of help each other through. And don't forget, you're not full in terms of you're not complete in the sense that you have every single thing and you know every single thing. This other person will act as a second pair of eyes for you as well, so that you can see more and see clearer what to do in situations, so they can help you make wiser choices in your life, and you could do the same for them. So there's a thin line that we can tiptoe up to. Where do you draw the line between getting angry at somebody's personality? Well, that was the thing that you loved about them. I think we have to remind ourselves who we married. We have to remind ourselves why we actually were attracted to the person in the first place. Why it is that, what did you love about them? You have to remind yourself constantly. So before you allow that anger to take over or to take root, or before you say to yourself, let me just fly off the handle because this person just ain't doing what I want him to do, or just ain't responding how I want him to respond, you got to check yourself first and ask yourself the hard questions, and then bring yourself back down to some kind of reality. This person is not you. And this person is not going to respond how you're going to respond. This person is not going to say the same things that you are saying. And you have to allow them to be. You have to allow them to be themselves in the relationship. And you have to look at it as this is a part of enriching you as a person. And I find if I hear a lot of, like, say, divorce cases or friends who would have gotten divorced, and I listen to their stories, it's often like, the reason you married this person in the first place was because this person was like that. And you kind of forgot that along the way. And, like, we start to nitpick at little foolishness. Like, you hear people talking about, like, the toothbrush or the toilet seat and all these kind of things. It's like, those things are just so minor, and when you can nitpick like that for very simple things, and you miss all these big things, you end up losing somebody whom you actually loved. And it can, overshadow your judgment a little bit, and you choose divorce over reconciliation. Now, while I am a divorcee and a remarryee, if that's a thing, I would say that when you marry someone that you love, like you chose this person and this person, you would have gone through courtship with this person, you would have allowed yourself to unfold with this person to a point that you're saying, I want to do the rest of my life with this person. You genuinely love this person. Then that will evolve over time, but the love is still there. And as you change as a person, you have to allow that love to change and deepen. And how you allow that love to deepen is when you stop expecting the person to become you. You and the person are supposed to become one. So it's kind of like a merging of the two, not they become you or you become them, but it's kind of like you are becoming one. So you're one mind. So as that person is thinking of something, like you're thinking the same thing, and it's not a forcing. It just happens that way. You are understanding of the other person's position because you study the person. You would know, okay, well, because of this type of situation, I know my husband would, view this situation like this, or he would respond like that. And you know your response versus his response. And you can decide in that moment which is beneficial for you. Are you going to respond the way that your husband responds, or are you going to respond the way that you respond? Either which way is one response, really and truly, because you're becoming one. So my advice tonight is this. If you find that the very things that you loved about your spouse, male or female, meaning your husband or your wife, if the very things that you found, because husbands do watch this, it's not just you wives. So if a wife is watching with her husband or even talking to her husband, it's for the husband too. But if you find the very things that you were attracted to in the first place, if you find that now you are, what should I say, easily upset by them, just pause, stop, breathe, take a moment, and remind yourself first that person is not you. So your wife is not you, your husband is not you. And you then say, I love this person. This person is on my side. They're on my team. Me and this person are one. And instead of getting angry and responding in that anger, just taking a moment and respond in love. How would you want to be spoken to? How would you want to be responded to in the situation? And you just go from there, whatever that situation might be. But instead of moving away from your spouse, I think you should inch closer towards them. The deeper you go, the more you'd learn, and the deeper your relationship and connection will be. Communication is always key. Hubby and I would tell you that, but things like this would allow communication to flourish in your marriage. If you are not like arguing all the time or trying to one up the person all the time, and you're actually genuinely like allowing this person to be themselves, that they can express themselves without fear that, I'm not saying something that is pleasing to this person, or I'm not saying it the same way, that they can just fully express themselves, and you both learn, that communication will be so much richer and more vibrant, and you get to enjoy your marriage instead of enduring it. So that's my tip for tonight. And I hope that I would have kept this quite short. Hubby's not here to kind of cajole me or whatever. So it's quite short. I know on the playback you'll probably enjoy watching it because it's not going to take up too much time. Back to school is on, and I know everybody's busy. I am busy, but I made this commitment to help other ladies, help other wives out there navigate this thing called marriage. I don't know how many of you actually have like a mom who's married and was able to show you what it meant to be a wife, what you were supposed to do or not do, what you were supposed to say or not say, what your role was. I don't know if you had anybody to explain this to you, but I had nobody to explain this to me. So what I have learned and what works for me and what is success to me, I'm sharing that with somebody else out there to hopefully guide you in a direction that will give you, a richer experience with your spouse. That's my spiel for tonight. And I hope you enjoy your back to school week. Take all those pictures, if those of you who are now going into school, you have like those little newbie little primary school children, you know, like, keep those memories close and you get to share them over the years, and just enjoy being your mom, enjoy your life, enjoy yourself, enjoy your hubby. Hi, Shahil. If you're saying hi to me, thanks for joining. And you guys have a wonderful night. Bye. I'll see you on Wednesday. And hopefully hubby will be able to join. But Anesu is not down. So that means both of us have to go and try and get her to sleep. So enjoy your night. Bye.